All right, 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 all right. We want to welcome you to another great show this Saturday. It's Shambe the trainer. And as usual, we're going to talk about holistic health, wellness, staying in shape, exercise, nutrition, diet, and all of the great things that's going to keep us healthy and well for 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25, and beyond. You know, as always, we like to promote wellness and nutrition, tons of ideas, recipes, topics, actions, and ways that we can be, just holistically sound in today's day and time. There are tons of people suffering from disease, illnesses, ailments, and all types of unfortunate factors. But we want to spread out as much information as we can, as much information as possible, in order for us to try to, live as long as we can, as healthy as we can, and as sound as we can. So, as usual, fitness family, like, love, share, like, love, share. We've got a great special guest today, like, love, share. Um, Put your comments in the comment section. When our guest comes in, we want to ask her as many questions as possible. We want to get as much information as possible, and we want to be able to have, uh, you know, a show that we can spread information, you know, so that we can be okay, right? So without no further ado, we're going to bring up right now our special guest. Where is she? Where is she? Crystal, are you there?
I am here.
There she is. All right. So without any further ado, fitness family, everyone watching, listening, paying attention, we're going to have a great, awesome show today. We're going to have a wealth of information and knowledge. This holistic practitioner is someone that you will definitely benefit from her experience as well as her wealth of information. So this is the reason why we wanted to bring her to you. Her name is Crystal Dobson, and she is from, what is it? Envision
Wellness.
Wellness, right?
Yes.
Envision Wellness. And I'm not gonna, you know, take her shine. I want to let her tell you about her. So come on, Crystal, tell the people about who you are and what you do.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm Crystal Dotson of Envision Wellness, and I've been in the wellness field for many, many years, and I absolutely love it. I do a little bit of everything within this sphere. I started out with group exercise, started out with yoga. Yoga's really my first love outside of dance, and that kind of grew to a love of wanting to take care of myself a little bit. I actually, and I don't think I told you, Sean, but I actually had scoliosis surgery when I was a kid, when I was 12. So I actually have rods on either side of my spine. And I have,
Wow.
yeah, I've had chronic back pain for several
Okay.
years. And it was that pain that actually led me to a wellness lifestyle.
Right.
So I didn't want to do the pain medication. Um, Several milligrams of ibuprofen a day, several times a day. And I was just like, I can't live like this.
Mm-hmm.
So, I continued to find ways to live healthier, became a pescatarian when I was 13, which kind of sucked at the time because it was my 13th birthday. I was like, I'm going to do this. My dad had given me a book to read before, just on healthy living in general. And he had made his famous honey barbecue chicken wings for me for my birthday with all my friends, and I couldn't eat it. But he also made like vegetarian stuff that I could eat. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm not going to this is the day I said I was going to do. I'm going to stick to my guns. So I became a pescatarian. And then I found yoga when I was 16. However, before that, I had a second surgery for
Okay.
scoliosis.
Okay. Okay.
So that was like an in and out. It wasn't like a year. Like the first time I had the surgery, it was like a year of not being able to do anything, not being to run and jump or play, or being a kid. I couldn't exercise, couldn't do anything. I couldn't even take gym that year. I remember
Wow.
this. So fast forward to 16, start yoga. 3 years after that, I became certified, kept getting certifications for a little bit of everything. And then when I was in college, I studied nutrition and dietetics. That was my major. And then coming out of there, I just started teaching more classes, community, boutique. Let's see what else. Corporate fitness. So I did a little bit of everything, still do.
Wow.
And then I started Envision Wellness outside of that because I wanted people to be able to find their healthy lifestyle how I
Hmm.
did. It took me a few years to do mine, but it doesn't have to take everyone the same amount of time. So for sure.
Right. 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 So, like many of us, overcoming personal obstacles, you're saying, is what really led you to a lifestyle of health and wellness.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? I don't know if people really understand this, but this when that is your journey, when that is your reason, there's a driving passion that really, motivates you to be passionate about helping other people and moving forward in the field simply because you overcame the obstacles that kind of pulled you back, and you want to help other people overcome the obstacles that they face as well. So that's great. I didn't know that about your journey, and thank you for sharing that with us. So tell us more about your practice now, because you kind of took us from your history to now. So we're going to go back and forth a little bit. So now we're at the present moment. Tell us more about what you're doing now presently, um, as far as your practice is concerned.
So I'm actually a concierge and I am a wellness concierge. What that means
Hmm.
is I'm kind of like a personal assistant, a little bit more broad because I work not only for individuals, but businesses as well. And it's about helping them find a way to live holistically well in their lifestyle every single day. So my
Hmm.
belief is that every day is a chance to live healthy, not just, I want to work out and then you
Right,
stop for a week and you don't hop back on. Or,
right,
I want to eat well and then you stop and you don't hop back on. Like, or massage, right? People think self care is just one and done. Oh, you have a massage and oh, you're done. No, like for me, it's an everyday thing. If
right,
you want a massage, you can get a massage and I can help you do that. You don't know where to go. I have the resources to help you stay healthy on a regular basis. So I started Envision Wellness once again with the idea to help women live their best life every single day. And as a concierge, I have a little bit more, width or reach because I can say, okay, you need this, I can help you here. And it's not only in person, it's also virtual. So I do wellness consulting as well. I still teach classes, do yoga as part of the wellness concierge, but then I also help with other areas of wellness. So with Envision Wellness, we developed 9 dimensions of wellness. So that's
okay,
from your head, your mental, spiritual, and your intellectual wellness. Then you have your heart, which is your physical, your occupational, your nutritional, and then your home, which is, everything that kind of encompasses like everything else. So your financial, your environmental, and your social. So with
right.
those wellness components, Envision Wellness was born to help people live their wellness every day.
Wow, that's awesome. That's amazing. That's amazing. Before we go into any more questions, since you just made that point, let's show or tell our viewers how they can contact you. Like, how can they, you know, us, acquire your services? Let's just go into that right now. We'll talk about it later as well, but like, go into that.
Okay, sure. I have a website. Of course, you can go through there, just check out some of the things that we offer. But I do initial complimentary consults, 30 minutes, and you can email me at envisionwithaz wellness@gmail.com. And you can also DM me on Instagram, envision with a Z _wellness. So it's a great way to just check in, see if I'm even a great fit for you, because I
Hmm.
want to help you, but I can't help you if I'm not the right person to work with you.
Okay, and I'm gonna put that into our banner
Okay.
right now. So that's
Zion
ENVIZION
wellness at gmail.com. Envision wellness at gmail.com.
gmail.com. And guess what?
And then they can get that consult.
Here it
And
is.
so just, just update it just a little bit. It's ENVIZION.
Yeah, I messed up your contact information, sis.
It is
E
part of
N E N what?
ENVIZION.
E
Envision
N
just with the Z.
O D I
Mm-hmm.
E I ZION. Is that
Yay,
it?
it is up.
We fall down, but we get up. We fall
Yes, we
down, but
do.
we get up.
Yes, we do.
So, talk to me about 2021. All right. So, we're in December. We're in the last month. We're actually in the last days of 2020. And it goes without saying, this entire year has been an extremely hard year for many, many people. Been a hard year financially. It's been a hard year socially, economically, psychologically, biologically. It's been an extremely hard year dealing with this pandemic. And we all know that all of those aspects that I just mentioned have an overwhelming effect on your actual holistic health and wellness, or your health as a whole, I should, and wellness. So moving into 2021, what advice would you give to our listeners to move into this new year? Um, what can I say? Move into this year the best way that they know how, as far as their health and their wellness, their mental health and their mental wellness, spiritual health and spiritual wellness is concerned.
So let's talk about the rest of 2020. Whatever we do, we want to do it right now, like now, not waiting for
Mhm.
2021, because by the time 2021 comes and, Happy New Year, we're starting a new calendar year, January 2nd, we're thinking, okay, I have to start a routine now. If you're going into the new year thinking to start your routine, you're already putting yourself at a disadvantage, because the
Mhm.
best habits happen over time. So if we want to do anything meaningful, we want to build the habits now
Got you.
to have a routine that we are continuing on January 2nd, not starting. And that's
Right.
for anything, right? It's not just, any goal that you have, but it's not just, oh, I want to get organized. So let me start going to buy crates that I need to organize my home. It's about starting your goals now, putting them into practice right now, and actually implementing them right now. Because it takes a while to build a habit, right? They say 21 days.
Right.
Then to start a habit and then to continue a habit, it takes even longer. But once you do, it becomes routine. So do you
Right.
want to start your routine on January 2nd, or do you want to continue it? You know?
Mhm.
So I think that's the most important part. Identify a goal now, put it into place now, and then continue to move on with that goal. And that's with anything. You're talking about all the illies, I call them, physically, mentally, spiritually, all the
Mhm.
illies. So if you are trying to get into the best shape of your life, you want to lose a certain amount of weight. Heck, if you even want to build muscle, and actually, you can attest to this too, it takes harder, or it's more challenging to build muscle than it is to
Mhm.
lose weight. And that's just simple, biological functioning of the body,
Mhm.
right? So if you know that, you have to put a plan into place. So if you say January 2nd, I'm going to start my diet plan. Well, what does that look like? That may look like you cleaning out the pantry and putting new food into place. Well, if you haven't
Right.
done it yet, you have to kind of figure it out on January 2nd, right? You have to
Right.
put a plan into place now in order to be able to continue your goals into January 2nd. Spiritually, it's the same, whatever that means for us, whether it's starting a meditation practice, which takes time. So we have to start it now so we can get into the habit, because it's going to be very frustrating, right? I think that's the one thing people forget when we go into a new phase in our life. It's very challenging, it's tricky. You don't just do it, you don't just lose weight, you don't just start meditation. All these things take practice. And I think
Mhm.
that's what people forget. So if you're going to 2021 and you haven't put in any new behaviors in, you haven't thought about what your goals are going to be, you haven't planned anything, 2021 is just going to kind of look like much of the same. And I'm not talking about, you know, just changing behaviors for the heck of it. If you want to make a change in your life, and that's what most people do at the beginning of the year, that first quarter at least, they start thinking New Year's resolutions and they start saying, I'm going to make a change and this is going to work, but they don't have a roadmap. So I would think that a lot of the things that we need to start doing in December is really taking a look at ourselves and trying to figure out what we actually want to do, what that actually looks like for ourselves. And right now, we can put some very simple things in place. So, like self-care, right?
Mhm.
It's not just for Sundays, it's a necessity.
Right.
And I think when we talk about our mental health, what are we doing right now that we can do better, that we can continue into 2021? So it's a really crazy time for a lot of people in terms of their mental health, right? If you're living alone, or maybe you have someone who you're living with, and God forbid you guys are at each other day in and day out because you're living in the house and you're not going out, you're, quarantined, and you don't have that mental space, right? So what you need to do is get some me time, have boundaries. I think we've forgotten that we can actually have boundaries even in quarantine. So a lot of the things that we need to do for ourselves is self-care. I think going through the rest of December 2020 and then into the new year is remembering to find that self-care. And even spiritually, if you don't have a spiritual practice, meditating, prayer, journaling, a lot of churches are also doing, their services online. Grab a service, go to a spiritual leader, whatever your spiritual leader may be, and tap into them, tap into that knowledge. But really just reach out to people, reach out and say, hey, how are you doing? Reach out to me. You can do the same. Reach out to me, DM me, email me, say, hey, I just need a chat. The consult is free for anyone.
Mhm.
That may change in the new year, but right now it is. And it could be a good resource for you to use to just figure out your life. And that's why I love wellness consulting, because some people, they just don't know how to get started. And if you get started now, it's going to be way easier next year. We've all done this together. It's a global collective activity, not one that we enjoy, but we've all done it. So we can all relate to each other in one form or another.
But wait, hold on. Now, not to cut you off, but
Yeah,
here's
go
the
ahead.
thing. Like the holidays are coming out. Well, hold on, Crystal. I want to know what you're talking about. The holidays are coming up. I'm going by Auntie's house. Auntie makes the best pork chop sandwiches this side of Louisiana. My family comes over. We may have to quarantine, and I have only 10 people in the house. We may have 11, but you better not tell anybody because we got to be there, and I want to make sure that my family is here.
Uh-huh.
And she makes this fried chicken, fried turkey like no other. And I want to
Mhm.
be healthy and well, but what's going on right now is the festivities time. It's the holiday time, and it's bad enough that I've been quarantined the whole year. So you're not going to tell me that I can't have my fried chicken right now. Excuse me, my fried chicken and my fried turkey, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat all I can eat right now, and then on January 1st, new year, new me. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to change. Like, you don't think that that's going to work? I believe it's going to work. But what would you say? It's not going to work? Is that what you're telling me, Miss Dodson?
You
I
know what
can't.
I'm
I
telling
can't.
you? Oh no, I'm not telling you you can't do anything. You can eat the fried chicken, you can eat the macaroni, but let me ask you a question. You can do all of that. that has no bearing on living healthy. It has a bearing on the lifestyle that you want to live. Someone asked me this question the other day, and I said, so are you going to eat fried chicken and macaroni every day up until January 2nd? No? Then you can do it. It starts right now. It starts with the mindset. If you're going to tell me that you want to do something, do it. Eat the fried chicken, eat the macaroni, has no bearing on the life you want to live. Portion control, totally different subject, but portion control, that's how you can help with, eating well, meal planning, meal prepping. Plan it out. Plan it out. It doesn't matter what you want to do. You can still eat what you want to eat, but you have control over the portion size. You have control over how many times you eat it. You're not going to tell me you're going to sit there and eat your chicken, your macaroni and cheese for
But
breakfast,
Crystal,
for
hold
lunch,
on.
and
But
dinner.
I can't control the amount of food that Auntie Ethel puts on my plate. She said that I gotta eat it, and I have
Of
to eat
course
it. What
she
about
does.
that?
Of course she does. But what about giving her a different plate? Or what about taking some of that home? You have control. This is you. You have control. You are an individual. Whatever you have control over is whatever you have control over. If you're thinking you don't, you're right. If you're thinking you do, you're right. It's your lifestyle. And we talked about boundaries a little while ago. You have to set your boundaries. You can say, look, this is what I'm doing. Be opaque, be translucent with people. This
Okay.
is what I'm about to do. These are my goals. I need support. I need y'all to help me. You may not understand, but you guys are my family. You guys are my friends. Look, I'm going to come. I want to eat. I want to throw down, but I'm going to use a smaller plate. Or I'm just going to take half of that home. Don't worry, Auntie. I'm still going to have the body. Don't worry. Your food is still banging, but I just have to scale back because this is the lifestyle that I want to live. It sounds simple the way I'm saying it, I know, but that's why you can't start January 2nd. You got to already
All
have
right.
those habits in place in order to keep them in place.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm
Okay.
gonna try it. I don't know because the eggnog is really good and it just has this great tangy taste. I don't know if they're putting any alcohol in it. If they are, then so be it because it's the
Mm-hmm.
holidays and I'm just gonna have a great time. I'm
Yes.
listening to what you're saying right now about these plates. I don't know, portion control. We'll just see how it works out when we get to Auntie's house.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
You
but
can do this.
you sound like you know what you were talking about. So I'm gonna try to see if I can do that because
You
the
can do it.
holidays are coming, and I really want to be able to celebrate though. So you mean to tell me in order for me to live holistically healthy and wellness, I can't have celebrations? Is that what you're saying?
Not at all. You celebrate the way you want to celebrate, but you do it in a way that affects you positively. So
Talk
let's talk
about
about,
it.
yeah, let's talk about this food, right? So we all want to celebrate, but like I said before, we're not going to eat Auntie's chicken and macaroni and cheese and collards and whatever else she got cooking up for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack every single day. So you're talking about like 14 days up until January 2nd and then be like, all right, I'm going to switch it off now. You're not going to do that. You're just going to have it for a day. Maybe you're going to have it for leftovers and you're not going to have it for 3 meals a day, right? You're going to have it on the day, celebrate, do what you do. Next day, celebrate, do what you do. You're probably going to be done. Maybe by the third day, you'll be finished. And then you're good. But if you live that type of lifestyle on a regular basis, you definitely want to focus on portion control. There are studies saying, period, lower caloric intake is actually better for the human body. No matter if you are a carnivore, pescatarian, if you're vegan, it's still the lower the calories, it's actually better for the body. So that aside, you celebrate the way you're going to celebrate, but it's about moderation. That's all it is, right? You're not going to like drink eggnog until you pass out. I hope not, because then you won't be able to celebrate, on New Year's, or while you're
But
eating.
but, but hold on. But when I celebrate, I like to pass out though.
That's going to be a different story. That's not about portion control. That's something else completely. But it's about the lifestyle you want to live, point blank and period. And it's not just that, right? It's about all those things that go into living holistically well. So that's just one part of it. Nutritional, social, right? We just talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Physical, are you trying to lose weight? Are you just trying to maintain?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Mentally, how are you mentally with the celebration? You good? Eating that way, eating in this particular way works for you? That's great. How are you spiritually? Is it affecting your finances? Environmentally, pretty good. You like being at aunties. Occupational, career, hobby, something totally different. So as long as you're covering all the bases of the lifestyle that you want to live, that's being holistically well. We're not going to always be there 100% of the time, right? We're not going to cover all 9 dimensions 100% of the time. But if we can take a look at our lifestyle in totality and be like, yeah, I think I'm ticking all the boxes. I think I'm satisfied in all areas of my life. That goes the same thing for just even small moments of our life. I
Mm-hmm.
think we do pretty well. So, yeah, if you want to go to aunties, I don't know about the passing out. I don't think, that's a conversation for here. But, if you are comfortable with where you are at and you're doing it in a way that affects you positively,
Right.
then you're doing all right. You're doing good.
Thank you. Thank you for that awesome information. So I'm looking at your credentials here, and there's a wealth of information that inspired me to ask you questions. But one in particular that I wanted to speak about, because I'm sure there's a great population that would benefit from this, was I see you have here pre and postnatal performance. What does
Yeah.
that actually mean? And tell the audience a little more about that.
So, when I started my yoga journey, I was a teacher for a commercial gym, one of the big gyms that we all go to.
Yeah.
And I had clients who came in. It was funny. It was like, you come in for the class, you're pregnant at whatever months you're pregnant, and you are taking the class. You tell me, or I hope you would tell me, hey, I'm pregnant. And what can I do? I was like, just go through the list with you. Do you have any modifications? Are you new to the practice? Are you new to yoga? And go through that and just keep an eye on my clients during the class. Then I wouldn't see them forever. Some come back, but once they have the baby, they have their own routine after that. But that happened pretty regularly, and I didn't just want to have my clients modify their movements during class. I actually wanted to tailor their yoga class specifically to them. So that was then, right? And then years later, became personal training certified. But once again, personal training clients, same thing. They would become pregnant, we would modify, and then they would go away, may or may not come back.
Right.
But segue to more recently, I was like, okay, I really want to do this. I want to pull the gun. Bad terminology, but I really want to go ahead and say, you know what? I want to become a personal trainer specifically with programming, not modification, with programming for those who are in their postnatal journeys. So if you're pre, of course, it's before, but you may be pregnant during that time, and then post, of course, after the baby. And that could be years after the baby. It doesn't just have to be, tomorrow. It could be 7 years later, because we're all dealing with that as well. And yes, so there was a question. I am actually training to be a doula. And I actually just had one of my first clients. She had her baby. And, we talk about what actually is happening with her body. What actually is she going through? And there's a lot of
Wait,
things, right?
hold on, Crystal. Before you go further,
Mhm.
those who may not know what a doula is, can you just give a quick overview of what a doula is?
Yes. So a doula is a support person for a woman who is pregnant. And that is an emotional support. It is help in any way that they need. We are not medical professionals, so we're not going to sit up there and diagnose you. We're not going to give you any exams. We actually accompany you to your visits when you're going to your prenatal visits. We accompany you up to the birth. If we do postpartum work, so what I just described was a birth doula. And if we're doing postpartum work, then I'll actually be at home with the doula however they need me. And it could be anywhere from right after the birth to however long after the birth. that, I'm needed to be someone to rely on, support. And it's not just for the pregnant woman, it's also for her partner, her family. But I'm mostly there for her to provide her support, emotional support, to be an ear, to be someone who she can rely on to even dissect what the doctor is saying at her appointments, giving her options, letting her know she has options. I'm her advocate. So as a doula, I am a support, I am an advocate. I'm there for my client and their family just to give them options because, another topic. Another topic. I mean, the mortality rate in
Say it. No, no.
yes,
This topic. It's this topic. Talk about it.
the
Even if
mortality
you don't
rate.
talk about it that in depth, you know,
Mhm,
say something about it because it definitely
yes.
goes into uh what you're talking about.
Yeah, so the mortality rate of women and their children is astronomical. It's absolutely appalling, especially in the minority communities, especially in the African American communities. We need support, and we don't always get that support. And unfortunately, it's because of the color of our skin, or it's because of our economic, social, economic status. So we need the support. We need more doulas who are birth doulas, who are postpartum doulas. My training is even going to take me more into childbirth educating. Is also going to take me into deaf doulas. So that's also a thing, right? So we need more support in our communities because there's not enough information in our communities about the options that we can take up to not even just giving birth, but conception, fertility options, conception, birth, birthing, excuse me, childbirth educating, birthing, what to do when we're actually pregnant. So the nutrition, what our choices are for giving birth. We don't have to give birth in a hospital,
Right,
which is what many of us opt to do, but that is not even historically the norm.
right, right,
Not historically the norm.
right,
It's just what we've been told. And
right.
because if we don't have enough information within our own community, we're just going to act on the information that we have. So,
And you
you
don't have
know,
to give birth laying on your back either. In
no, not, I mean,
right,
there's so many birthing positions. Usually it's standing up, usually it's squatting, but
right,
it's not on the back because gravity helps. Gravity
right,
really does help. And yes, so as a doula, the services that I provide are in the birthing room if they want me there, right? They are in the home. They are in the prenatal, in the doctor's visits with my client. They are really anywhere that the client needs me. I mean, birth doesn't just happen at home. Yes, you have home births. Yes, you have hospital births, but it's really wherever the woman would like their births to take place and also where they would like their support and their care to take place as well. So I got off on a tangent, but
No, 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 no. You really didn't because you pretty much covered. You gave, you see someone in the comments said this is good information. So you really didn't go off in the tangent because
thank
you
you,
stayed
Sandra.
on subject and you just, touch on another aspect of reality of why doulas are so necessary and so much needed. Um, Fortunately for Black women, fortunately, like home births are on the rise because we're starting to wake up to the appalling mortality rates and death rates that are going on in hospitals all across America.
Yeah,
Studies are coming out, and doctors are actually admitting. There's videos on social media with medical doctors admitting that they take the pain and the suggestions and the requests of white women and non-black women more serious than they do with of black women. I mean, I didn't say it. It's was doctors have actually said it, and it's all over social media and in the news.
yeah,
So some doctors are starting to come out and give this information, something that unfortunately we've known for a long time. So you really didn't go off in the tangent. You really hit it right on head and on point and gave the people some great information. And Wayne Breeze Watson, thank you for your question. I think he said now financial wellness, insurance as a builder of family. I don't necessarily know what you mean by that, Wayne. So type your actual question in the comments again, Wayne Breeze, and we'll ask our guests the question again after you clarify. So while you do that, we want you to talk about, Crystal, your virtual purple rain party,
Yeah,
right? So we have here that you're having a virtual purple rain party, a positive prep and
plan
plan
session.
session for 2021. It's going to be on Friday, December 18th from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. On the Zoom link will be sent out to all those who register. So let's talk about this virtual Purple Rain party. Is this like a Diamonds and Pearls Prince tribute or a Paisley Park thing? Or what's going on with the Purple Rain
So I have,
virtual party?
yeah, I have some posts where I talk about purple being a sign of royalty for women.
Right.
And I focus within my concierge services primarily on women. The lifestyle that we want to live is because of our families, is because of ourselves. You know, we provide a lot for our communities, right? And so much so that we don't take care of ourselves the way we should. So the biggest thing is I really would just want to give back to the ladies, my sisters. And if you're on Instagram and you've heard me use that tone, you know what that means. It's basically we are queens. We are of a different plane, right? We've birthed nations, we've birthed communities. And this is just a time for us to take care of ourselves, dress up in purple, remember that we are royal, and to really lean on each other, provide support, really enjoy each other's company, really hash out what the heck 2020 has been all about, look into 2021 for a better future for ourselves, plan it out, see what that looks like. But it's really just a time to commune, really a time to lean on each other and be with other women who are looking for the same thing. So that is going to be on December 18th. It is from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I had someone said, "Oh my gosh, it's so late." However, we're going to do this until the witching hour. We are going to be up late. We're going to celebrate with each other. We're going to do this thing right. So yes, it is late, but that is actually a good part. If you have kids, they should be asleep. You can, pull out that little bubbly or get your mug of tea, put your slippers on, but just wear purple. Whatever you do, just feel good in your skin, feel good in the company of other women. So yeah.
So, but tell the audience, how can they be a part of the Purple Rain virtual Purple Rain party?
Sure. So I have a link and I can definitely leave that with Shambe. And I'll also post it to my own page, but you register there and then it's $10. It's going to be on Zoom and you can pay me via Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle, or Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle.
But listen, so you have the link. So you have the link on your page right now, right? Your pages.
Yes, it's
Say your pages right now, so that
yeah,
we can get them to go to your page right now.
sure. So on Instagram, it is the link tree in my bio, link tree slash envision underscore wellness. And it's in my bio. You click that. It's the first link at the top that would take you right to the registration page. And it'll also have all the payment information there for you as well.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
So
So that
Instagram at envision underscore wellness.
great, great, and that sounds like it's going to be an awesome and an amazing time. We
Thank you.
thank you for hosting that. So we've got a question from a listener going back to our previous subject. Um, Alicia Patterson says, "Does insurance companies cover the fee for doula services?"
That's a great question. And the crazy part is it's varied. Some will, and some may cover specific maternity services that may include doula, but you have to inquire with your insurance company because they may or they may not, right? It's like where insurance companies may or may not pay for massage services. Some of those companies will pay for massage, some of them won't. So you just have to look and see what's actually covered under your insurance policy, and also call, ask the question, hey, under this maternity clause in my contract, do I also have options for doula care being covered as well? So it's just a question you have to ask your individual insurance carrier.
Great, 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 great. That was great. That was a great answer. Back to Mr. Watson, Wayne Breeze. He asked another awesome question. He's saying vaccines causing autism in our communities at a disproportionate rate. Question mark. Are they recommended? Question mark. This is what I'm going to say to you. Do you, as a wellness professional, um, you can answer the question, or you can say, you don't want to answer the question. Do you think that vaccines contribute to autism in children, and do you recommend? I don't know what particular vaccines he's saying. Do you recommend? I don't know if he's talking about as a whole or anyone in particular. I don't know if he's talking about the COVID-19 Frankenstein vaccine that's about to come out. That was my words only, anyway, not yours. But that's the question I want to ask you. Are you of the belief or knowledge of vaccines causing autism in our communities?
So let's talk about vaccines as a whole. I am not knowledgeable firsthand on vaccines causing autism. I have read research to the pro, and I have read research to the con. What I will say is that because vaccines are not mandatory, and that we have the ability to do our own research and to do our own homework, when we have that knowledge, it empowers us to act. So if we feel that vaccines will be most beneficial to us, then by all means, go ahead and do what you feel is right. If you feel that based on the research that you receive, that it is something that you want to abstain from, you can very well do that. See, the thing with the vaccines, let's take the flu vaccine, for instance. What it does is some of them take a live culture of the flu vaccine. And, I'm not a scientist. Some of this information may or may not be skewed, but it takes a live culture of the flu vaccine, the flu.
That's what it does.
Yes. And inserts it into the culture for the vaccine. So cool, that's great. But it's dead, right? It's not an active disease. It's not the active strain. But the problem with that is you inject it into someone, their body, it reacts, it creates antibodies to protect you in case you actually come across the actual flu. Cool. But there are also things that they put inside the vaccine that are supposed to be
mercury
part of the vaccine, but actually cause other issues within the human body.
Right.
So with the vaccine itself, it changes as well, right? So not only are you having one strain, but there are multiple strains of the flu. It can, like any other bacteria or any other disease, even with COVID right now, it's
meaning you can take a flu vaccine, and because there's multiple strains, still catch the flu.
Exactly, because you're not getting the strain of the vaccine that they're giving you. Excuse me, because you're getting a different strain than the vaccine that you just. But okay, let me say this. My mother, she's a nurse. She has seen throughout her career vaccines helping children. She works with neonatal, and children. She has seen vaccines work firsthand for children who are susceptible to disease and protecting them. So on the one hand, it's a catch-22. On the one hand, it helps, right? It helps who's going to help, and it hurts who's going to hurt. So it's not a definitive stance on vaccines, but it is a very personal choice.
Right. Okay. Great answer. Great perspective. So moving forward, what do you think? How do you think for us to be well moving forward? Right. Not how do you think, but what do you think are some quick tips, if we can give quick tips that we can give our listeners for, just trying to be basically well, moving forward from this day on, because like you said, we're not going to wait until 2021. We're not going to wait till next week. We're going to start right now, this second, this moment. What are some basic things that we can do as far as I'll be more specific as far as our nutrition is concerned, our diet is concerned. Let's just start there.
Okay. So, as far as our nutrition is concerned, for me, it's all planning. No matter what we do, it's planning, but it's also taking a look at what we've done before and what we want to continue to do and what we don't want to continue to do. And maybe even what new habits we want to generate. So, yeah, it starts with meal planning. And people think of meal planning as this whole drawn out thing that they have to do. But I look at it as I like to cook. So that's one thing. I like to cook. But even if I don't like to cook, I'm a foodie. Shambe, when I tell you I'm a foodie, I am a
Even if
foodie.
you don't like to cook, you like to eat.
I like to eat.
You sound like me. You sound like me.
And just because I'm a pescatarian, like I do prefer plant-based meals.
Yeah.
That's just what I cook for myself. But I grew up in a household where my parents, they showed us how to eat sushi from
Right.
elementary school. They showed us the proper way of eating sushi when we were in elementary school. So we grew up, my sibling and I, we grew up with the love of eating well. My siblings and I, we love food so much to the point where, during the holidays, if we're apart, we're like, okay, send me a picture of what you're cooking. Or if we're on vacation, they don't want to know the background. They don't know, want to know that we're on the beach. They want to know what we ate at a restaurant for dinner that day.
Right.
So, that's the lifestyle that I've come from. And, it's like saying, what do you want to eat? If you come from a Caribbean background, which I do, my grandparents on my mom's side are Jamaican. And, we'd have stew back in the day. Every Sunday, we'd have a family meal, whether we were together or whether we ate separately, we would have that family meal. And that was just a part of what we did. And you say, this is what I want to eat. Or maybe you don't even know, right? Maybe you're trying to lose weight, but you know what foods you like. So start there. Start with the foods you like, see what you want to eat, and then make a plan to incorporate more of those foods into your planning every day. And that would be simple, right? Start with meal plan. I would say start meal prepping. Not everyone likes to meal prep, but as part of our concierge services, I also have a virtual option. So if you want to meal prep with me, I'll help you there. And we talk about how to set our fridge up for success, right? Putting the foods in pantry, the refrigerator, putting the foods in that we want to eat, taking the foods out that we don't want to eat, and building that support system of people in our household who we can say, look, I am going to do this. I would love your support. Sometimes, you don't get it, but you have support maybe from your friends or like-minded individuals. Maybe you join a tribe or a group that feels the same way you do. So you just begin to put these habits in place. So nutritionally well, we could start right now, meal planning, putting foods in our house in our arm's reach that we can actually eat, that we will eat and that we like to eat, and just beginning to build a repertoire of those foods so that we can meal prep efficiently. And, it doesn't have to be something long and drawn out. It's actually something that we can take action on right now.
So meal prep, what do you mean exactly? You mean like when I hear meal prep, I think about like meathead bodybuilder guy who, is who's weighing the piece of grilled chicken on his scale and has 30 different Tupperware bowls, and he's prepping these 3 pieces of asparagus and 1 ounce piece of chicken breast and one you know handful of brown rice, and putting each of those into 30 different Tupperware containers and putting them all in the refrigerator and taking them with him in his thermos and his heated thermos every day. And is that what you're talking about? Because that's what I think about when I hear meal prep.
That's a part of it. And if you live that lifestyle, that's a part of your lifestyle. But you can very well have a lifestyle where you have kids, they're running around, you need something quick. So, you take the weekend, you know what meals you're going to make. Heck, if you are going to do a one pot meal, maybe you do that one pot meal, you throw it in. It's something that you can have set in the freezer. That's part of your meal prep. Making a meal, putting it in the freezer, you can pull it out each time you need it. Or maybe you make multiple meals at one time. I do that. I do that all the time. I can spend a day in the kitchen if I'm left to my own devices. And I'll make several meals for myself, but that's just one part of it. That's my lifestyle, right? Um, Another part is, maybe grocery shopping. Maybe grocery shopping, you go and you pick out meals that you want, or you pick out groceries that during the week that you're going to use. One of my favorite meal preps is to buy frozen fruit, or like, especially during the summer and the winter, getting those seasonal berries, strawberries, blueberries, and freezing them so they're fresh, right? They're fresh from the pick of the season, and then you have them during the winter so you can make your smoothies. So prepping like smoothie bags. Throw all your berries in there, throw your frozen items in there, pop it in the fridge or freezer, depending when you're going to use it, including your greens, right? Because you do want to include greens in there. And then when you're about to make your smoothie, which would be the next day or over several days, you have these smoothie packs. All you have to do is add your liquid, and all you have to do is add your little additions, right? Maybe your chia seeds, your flax seeds, your nuts, whatever you're going to add in, but all your bags are just ready or pre-cut, right? If you pre-cut all your fruit, if that's what you do, you buy your fresh fruit and then you freeze it, but you cut it first and then you freeze it, it's already done for you. So that's what I mean by meal prep. Meal prep is preparing the food that you're going to cook at a later time. And it doesn't have to be the same day. It could be over a period of a few weeks. So yeah, meal prepping is, to me, it's fun, but I like meal prepping. So.
Right. So, you've given us some great information, Crystal. We definitely want to thank you for taking the time out to share all of your wonderful, knowledge with us. As we conclude the show, I want you to once again let the people know how they can contact you. I mean, email, IG, Facebook, Twitter, website, everything and anything. Because people use different things, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes people are very proficient on IG, but they don't really use Facebook, or they're on Twitter, but not really IG or Facebook. So, give the listening audience your information so they can contact you and they can get this wellness movement moving.
Definitely. I would love to work with my sisters and, start that revolution of living holistically well every day. Let's start off with the virtual Purple Rain party that's going to be on December 18th. It's going to be from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. We're going to rock this thing. We're going to support each other. And that's going to be over Zoom. So it's $10. And you have the link in my Instagram page. It's at envision_wellness. I'm also going to post that to my personal page, Crystal Dotson, on Facebook, and to my business page, Envision with a Z Wellness, on Facebook as well. So you have my Instagram information, you have my Facebook information, and you can also email me at envisionwellness@gmail.com. On Instagram, you can also DM me, but really hit me up for your initial consult. It's complimentary. You don't have to worry about any payments at this time. We really just want to talk, figure out what you need, how I can help you, whether you're an individual, whether you're a woman with a business. I'm here for you.
That's great. Thank you so much again, Crystal. We're going to have you again once the world opens up
Yeah,
again. I guess, our people that watch and listen can, check you out. We got people listening from everywhere, but you're in New Jersey, right?
in
North
New Jersey.
Jersey. Okay.
But I also provide virtual concierge services too.
And
So
that's
if you're in another
worldwide.
state, yes. If you're in another state, worldwide, I'm here for you.
Right, because this is the world we live in. You don't have to worry about, if you're not in our particular area, wherever you are, anywhere where you are, we can get this wellness revolution moving in your area, get it going. We want to once again thank Crystal Dodson from Envision Wellness for taking the time out to share this great information with us. We want to have her again. We're going to conclude the show, but before we conclude the show, that you don't have anything else to say, Crystal? You're done?
I just want to say thank you so much for having me. It's
Oh,
been a
of course.
pleasure. This is awesome. This is really a wonderful thing that you do,
Thank you.
sharing information with your followers, with the world, whoever's going to tune in, because it's such needed information in our community. And
The
if
re-
anyone wants, go ahead, go ahead.
no, no, you say it.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to follow up with me about anything that we talked about tonight, please feel free to do so. Email, DM me, message me on Facebook, because it's really important that we focus on ourselves and that we take the time to do it now, not just in 2021. So yeah, thank you so much for having me, Shambe.
Right, because I always say the wellness revolution is now. Our people are dying out here. And like the cliche says, because it's actually real, it's really for a lack of knowledge. Like a lot of information is not known. A lot of practices, tactics, small things that we can do to help people become well and healthy. Whatever we need to be able to do, however far we need to reach to be able to, push this program of holistic health and wellness, we're going to be conduits to this information. And I know that you're passionate about it. I know that you are serious about it. And I know you've been doing it for some time. So it was only right for me to pull you in, and whatever, to the people on my side of the fence who may not have known you, because you tag, you tag, not just tag me, but like in
I
some of
follow.
your posts, you like, tag my name, and
Yeah,
I think I've gotten followers from you. So it's about reciprocity. We got to help each other, help everyone else. So there is no problem, Queen. We this is just how we do. We're going to set out of here. Thank you so much. I'm just going to give you my info, give the people my information. You can always check me out on Shambe the Trainer, IG, Facebook, also ShambeTheTrainer.com. I also want you to go to our shop and pick up our power greens. It's packed with chlorella, spirulina. It's an organic compound blend that I've created and crafted myself. It's great for your immunity, and it's something that we really need in this particular point in time. As well as my online services. Go to my website, check them out, hit me up, IG, Facebook. And like I said, Wellness Revolution is now. Crystal Dodson, show is over.
thanks, Shambe. Bye,
All right.
everyone.
Take care.